So it's Pete and Roxy here, and what date is it? The 12th of May 2020, and we just thought we'd do our second Operation X video, which is about ET aliens and UFOs, spaceship sightings. So every night we've been going out on the driveway, and as the sun goes down, we've been looking into the sky and looking at the beautiful stars and been spotting about 5 to 10 flying objects in the evening. Now, last night was a bit of a exciting night because we were up to number 9 and we were laying on the driveway going, I wonder if we'll get to 10. And we were just about to pack up and go back upstairs, and this craft came over the top of our head, and it had, I think it's craft, it had 2 lights on either side. It was like a long craft, not round, and it went so slowly over our head, and then the lights faded as it went over the trees, and me and Pete was like this and we actually stopped breathing for a second because I sensed it was something. What did you feel?
Well, look, we've been doing this for probably 5 or 6 nights now, and each time we probably see 8 to 10. So we've seen a lot of these things, sometimes dull, sometimes bright, but always a single light. We pretty much worked out if they're flashing, it's a plane, but hey, well, everyone's in lockdown, so there's not many planes. They almost always don't flash. They just drift
and there's no
past.
red light connected to them, because planes have red lights.
Yeah, and a lot of the times they're going in a straight line, so we go, well, it's 50-50, could be a satellite, right? Because they're always going overhead. But last night was, out of like the 50 we've seen, completely different. 2 dots, obviously, like if they were on the either side of, if it is a wing or something on either side of it, directly opposite one another, going in a perfect line, same speed, so they're connected to whatever it was in the middle, which, look, we couldn't see, but they stayed together, and they were pretty bright, and it seemed low. And
it was probably the lowest.
And the fact that it disappeared, and there was a crisp, clear night. It's cold here, there's no cloud, it was a crisp, clear night, so I don't know where the heck it went. But by the end of it, I was looking at one another and going, well, that's just the craziest one we've seen. We had one other one with my brother Dan up at his property that was bright, dropped down, because a lot of them go across the sky. This one came down and then disappeared, but it wasn't a falling star, shooting star.
No. And we all saw it.
We all saw it, yeah, and it was different. So, look, I'm not sure what it was, but it was pretty cool, and I'd love to see it again. So we're going to be out there tonight. And listen, I know that not all of them would be, UFOs, so to speak, as in, crafts. But look, some are satellites, but others are doing some crazy, interesting behaviour. And we're going to keep watching, and we'll give you an update on what we find.
So I guess we wanted to make it clear that we actually didn't have we weren't tracking or looking for this in our normal life before we started to awaken in August 2019. We actually didn't even really think there was anything out in the galaxy or in the sky, flying objects. We just thought, I actually thought I was a little bit scared. Like when our brother Dan said, I think you should start watching documentaries or whatever, because in my meditations, I kept getting aliens pop up and trying to communicate with me. And this was at a point when I'd raised my frequency, raised my vibration in my meditation state, and the veil was getting leaner and leaner and leaner. So it's not like on the ground, when you're in 3rd dimensional vibrational space, that you're actually going to have any inkling about this. I think it's when you do raise your vibration. So that's what happened for us, and we weren't into it. I was actually a bit scared about this whole thing. It was overwhelming, and it took me a while to get my head around that. Yes, there's things out there, and yes, we might meet extraterrestrial beings or ETs one day, and there's just so many synchronicities for us, well, for me personally, which I tell Pete about all the time.
Yeah, look, Also, when we went to Costa Rica and we drank ayahuasca, and just sort of, well, first, we were cleansing and working through our things, and in some of the later nights, like I had an alien trying to help me pull all the fear and doubt and help me with clearing myself, and it was in the pit of my stomach, and it was this, I don't know how to describe it. Anyway, it wasn't of this world.
Long-fingered alien.
Long-fingered thing. And it was helping me. It was like giving me, it was like taking whatever I was going through seriously, and it was working on me, and it was helping to release, blame and shame and fear and doubt that I used to hold in the pit of my stomach, that sinking feeling which used to be so strong. And it used to manifest itself in terms of fear of the future. I used to always worry, how's things ever going to work out perfectly, and I hope they'll work out and I'll be happy, and I had this underlying feeling in the pit of my stomach. So I had this being come to me, and I'm not very visual. Roxy's super visual, but I remember that. And then on another night I lay out and looked at the stars, and I found the Pleiades, and something clicked, and I just felt this immediate fascination with wanting to go away and research what even is the Pleiades. What is a Pleiadian? I didn't even know what a Pleiadian was, Pleiadians, Lemurians, all of these terms. I didn't know what they were, and I'd researched and looked into them. And there's so much information out there that's incredibly interesting, and you just take what you want and what resonates with you. But this earlier stuff is sort of starting to, I guess, leave a little crumb here and a little crumb there that we've followed, and it's sparked our interest, and we've gone down that. And in fact, even when you were on ayahuasca, they helped you as well, right?
Yeah, they're saying, let us know if the aliens visit, and we're like, oh God, what does this mean? Like, this is crazy. Like, what the heck? These people are these people nuts? Like, anyway, so I get a visitation from aliens. All of a sudden, it's showing me them shaving off my head and cutting around the top of my head. They pull my skin back, and it's like Rubik's cubes. I could hear click, 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 and I'm laying straight, not moving, like I was in surgery. I was in a surgery theatre, and I could see all the aliens helping me and rewiring my brain, I guess, from years of damage and trying to get me back there. And then they hooked me up to a machine, and then next thing you know, I'm sitting in the corner with a rainbow beanie on in recovery. Like, it was insane. And then they did an operation on my knee. I used to play netball, and it was a bit of a weak spot, and far out, I haven't had any knee issues since, so that was odd. And then after that, we were getting some readings, and I always ask about ETs because they're always coming into my visuals, and like I'm climbing up a blue rope up into a spacecraft, and getting taken around the universe, and I'm always open arms with them. I'm not afraid of them. I don't think they're here for anything bad. I think they're here to help humanity, help us understand higher intelligence, help us understand the galaxies, and that we're not alone here. They're here to help, and so I've gone open arms with them. Anyway, in all of my readings, I always ask, am I going to be meeting them? And it's always yes. Always yes. And there's so many people, all different people that we go to double check, because you can't just take one person's informational reading. You've got to do your homework, you run around. So yeah, it's all playing out that we're going to be meeting them. I'm going to be telepathically understanding their language, so not physically talking. And then Pete's like, I wonder if we'll go off in the spacecraft. And so I asked the question on my last reading, and it was like, yes, without even me finishing the question, Archangel Michael, that's who I was getting a channel with, said yes. So that was pretty exciting. So we'll see what happens. And just the fact that we're seeing them all in the sky, and yeah, it's exciting.
So if you're seeing this, something big would have happened, because we just chat to Archangel Michael, had a chat, and we go up ropes in the ships. And I know it all seems crazy, but this is only going to see the light of day if something just unbelievable and amazing's happened. So that's why we're just doing it and storing this aside. And if everyone sees it and they look at the look on my face right now, here we go. But let's just see what happens, because it's actually a bit exciting and there's some things happening. So who knows? We'll stay in contact with you.
All right, bye.
Bye.